curious about being offensive.
I think about this a lot. I mean, I really like the idea of making people uncomfortable, because I think that discomfort is sort of a route to engagement. A while ago I wrote this piece about Louis C.K., who I think is sort of, his TV show is this amazing show for this very reason, which is that it sort of plays with this gray area where it's unclear when you're supposed to laugh. And it's a comedy in a sense, but it's also not always a comedy. I mean, I think it's a really interesting show if you think about sort of like the history of American comedy and television and the laugh track and all these things. Like, the idea of the laugh track fascinates me, because basically it's telling you what a joke, when something is a joke, so you know it's appropriate to laugh. And I think then, like, we had this moment in TV with, like, a lot of these shows, you know, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The British Office, definitely, like, all these shows, when they got rid of the laugh track, it sort of created this sense of discomfort that you didn't quite know when you were allowed to laugh, or if it was appropriate. I think something that changed also was that people started watching TV on their laptops as opposed to in groups, and there started being a million channels instead of 4 things on at night, so families didn't watch TV together anymore. It's like everyone alone with their own screen. And I think what happens then is that people become a little more okay with discomfort, and with this, it's like easier to not cue the jokes as much, because if you inappropriately laugh, no one's going to see you. Even Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's uncomfortable, but there's always a point where the discomfort breaks, and you suddenly realize that it's been a punchline. And in Louis, like, you never know. It's never clear if something's supposed to be laughed at or not. And I think the amazing thing about books is it's like the one artistic medium that, you know, you really can only experience it on your own. Like, you can listen to music with other people, you can watch, in a movie theater, you're with other people, you know, at an art gallery, there's always other people around. But when you read literature, like, it's, you know, you're literally kind of quarantined. Like, the book is covering your face, so no one, even someone looking at you reading, can't see your face. And I think that sort of allows people to sort of wallow in their discomfort more. But I also think people still don't like being uncomfortable. And I think there's still this sort of sense that, like, there are a lot of books that people read that are very popular because, you know, they reinforce things you already believe. And they let you laugh at things that you feel like it's appropriate to laugh at. And they let you maybe, I don't know, become aroused by things that you're comfortable being aroused by. But the literature that's always interests me is, I guess, the literature that sort of makes you a little more uncomfortable. And that makes you unsure about how you're meant to react to it, what's an okay way to react to it. And I think what that does is it makes the reader a more active reader, because you have to start engaging with the text. You have to start thinking about it. You have to think about what it means, what it's doing, what it means that you're reacting in the way you're reacting. It makes you complicit in a way. And I think that's, and, you know, I write funny stuff, and I think that's also my favorite kind of comedy, is the sort of comedy that might make you laugh, but then make you think, like, am I a really fucked up person for laughing at that? Like, what does that mean about me? Am I, you know, complicit with some kind of horrible thing? I don't know. So I find that really interesting. I think that's sort of what is always sort of leading me toward, I feel like I'm always writing toward discomfort, both for my characters and the reader. And I think also for the characters, which is a big part of it. I think it's boring when your characters are too comfortable. And some people like to make their characters uncomfortable by having someone chasing them with a gun. You know what I mean? Because there's conflict there. There's no conflict if it's just about people who are sort of satisfied and comfortable. And, you know, you can't just write a book about people, like, eating grapes on a couch and, like, saying that they have a great life. You know, so I'm always sort of trying to I'm always like, what would be the least comfortable thing that could happen to this character right now? You know, and sometimes that's his mom walking in on him having sex, or sometimes it's, I don't know, usually it's just mom walking in on you having sex.